How to never run out of things to say in conversation. We have all experienced a situation where a conversation is going well and then suddenly there is an awkward silence. At this point, you find yourself completely speechless, and the other person starts looking around for someone else to talk to. This situation is unpleasant, so here are 5 suggestions to ensure that it never happens to you. Number 1. Play reminds me of. The play reminds me of when you find yourself in a situation where your mind is blank. This simply entails looking around you and saying, "That reminds me of," followed by a blank. It's great for starting new conversational threads and can also be used as a follow-up when someone finishes telling a story, which is how many groups of friends interact frequently, because people are drawn to others whom they perceive to be similar to them. Number 2. Ask open-ended queries. Instead of replying, "Oh, you are from Toronto, do you enjoy it there?" Try asking, "How do you like Toronto? I'd like to learn more about it." The second question gets the other person talking about the thing they appreciate, which will open up additional conversational channels, while the first question elicits a one-word response and then awkward quiet. Just keep in mind the conversational golden rule, which is that asking why is a wonderful approach to persuade people to open up more, especially when someone reveals that there is a consultant. For example, to be clear, unlike 3 years olds, you don't need to repeatedly say why. Nonetheless, asking them about their motives will typically result in a deeper relationship. Number 3. Ask revival related queries. Use revival questions which are non-sequitur to revive stalled conversations. Here are 3 of my favorites. If you are in a new group and the discussion pauses after the first greetings, one wonderful revival question is, "How do you guys all know one another?" Almost often, a tale of one form can survive as a foundation for discussion. The great thing about this question is that it is so open-ended that the other person will probably steer you toward the topic that they want to talk about, typically responding with something like, "You mean what do I do for work?" or "What do I like to do for fun?" Their tone of voice and enthusiasm will usually tell you the angle of conversation to continue with. Lastly, for people you already know well as number 4, make a complimentary cold read. If you get it right, they will probably open up and tell you more about it. But even if you are wrong, you can talk about what it was that gave you that impression in the first place. Either way, you have got new conversational material to work with. For example, if someone is particularly smiley, you might say, "You look like the type that would be great with kids." Or if they are extremely strong, you might say, "You look like you're pretty into fitness." Number 5. Flip the script. The last piece of advice is to flip the script so that you are not the one anxious about running out of things to say, but rather let the other person carry the conversation along by becoming more at ease with quiet. 3 seconds can seem like a long time, but it's actually not. But if you can just take a deeper breath and keep easy eye contact, more often than not the other person will comment or ask you a question. Or if you really want to encourage them to speak further, repeat back the last few words they said. This mirroring invites them to elaborate and frequently gets people to open up in very powerful way. So there you have it, 5 quick and simple strategies you can use right now to make sure you never run out of things to say.